how to grow your estate agency using content. Today, I'm joined by Adam Day, who is the boss man and supremo of EXP in the UK. Thanks for joining me today, Adam. You're in a lucky position that you get to see over 700 estate agents be themselves on social media. I'm sure you see good and bad. Social media is all about content. So you've seen some good stuff and some bad stuff and something in the middle. So what's the good, bad, and ugly of UK estate agency content? Talk to me.
I have to credit you for a bit of this, actually, Chris. I remember when I started EXP many years ago, and 2019, May 2019, we did a round table with Sam Ashdown. Do you remember that one?
Oh God, yes.
We did a round table, and I was not allowed to tell anyone that I had the EXP gig, but I told you guys in the room because I trusted confidants.
That was ages ago.
It was a long time ago, and you said to me, Adam, give me a call after this, and I'll talk you through some strategies and you were the one that said to me, just because I said to you, I have no marketing budget. We're a guinea pig for the rest of the world. Like, how the am I going to do this? And you said, content, just film videos that are authentically you, storytelling authentically you. And I did content on what I really thought about Purple Bricks, the day I turned the Connell CEO down, what it's really like to work for Russell Quirk. I did a whole load of, I used people within the industry. Russell Quirk was a big name, that's what still is a big name, but I used his name to get me some eyeballs and some audience. So it kind of and it started working. Okay, so I thought, well, Jesus, this content marketing, this Chris Watkins onto something here. Because at the time I was kind of skeptical, but I thought, well, I have no marketing budget. It's not like I can go and spend hundreds of thousands of pounds a month on Estate Agent Today email campaigns, none of that sort of stuff. So I had no choice but to do it. It started working. And I thought, well, if it works for me, starting this business, it's going to work for estate agents. And so there was the hunting techniques, the letters. I'm a big letter writer. That was always my go-to.
Your magic letter?
Magic letter. That's actually Scott Gunn's magic letter. I'll credit him for that.
Okay.
I was a letter writer. I wrote letters at Country Properties, at Hatched, at Easy Property. That was my go-to strategy to get people looking at me or my business. And letters always worked for me. Funny enough, I did content-based letters. So the letters were tip number 1, why your house hasn't sold. Tip number 2, it was week 1, week 2, week 3, up to 7 tips why your house hasn't sold. And eventually after 7 tips, you start getting phone calls. Oh, you're contacting me more than my agent. I love your tips. Can you come and sell my house for me?
Because the content's helpful.
Yeah, helpful, exactly. And it was, and some people would say, oh, well, I'm gonna spruce up my front garden, or I'm gonna start asking the agent to accompany viewings, and then I'd lose them because they would sell the house. But
you never lost it because you never had it in the first place.
Exactly, yeah. And I was still remembered probably as giving good advice and some tips and hints. So it was a kind of a mixture of what you said, and also the letters that I'd done for 20 years prior, or 15 years prior, was okay, well, you can put this in video format. And so that was what I trained the agents to do. And fortunately, again, the likes of Ben Moore, Mark Bentley, the very early adopters, Kirsty Hodgson. Kirsty Hodgson stood in front of a house in her very first video saying, this house is a 3-bed semi in wherever she's based, Prudhoe, up in the northeast. It would make a great rental property. It's on the market with XYZ estate agent. And she got.
I wonder who taught her that, eh?
I wonder exactly. But it worked, and she kept getting phone calls from people saying, well, can you do that for my house?
She's an absolute little star, isn't she?
She is
absolute
dynamite, yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was doing stuff like that, and then people like Rafag Banji, I remember saying he'd been at our other American friends, another model, and he'd followed the systems and processes. It didn't work out for him for whatever reason. He admits that maybe he didn't put 100% effort into it, but also I would argue that some of the systems were incorrect for the UK market. And so I said to him, look, do direct mail and do streets of the week, and did 20 streets of the week. And of course, if you're local to Plumstead, you're looking out for your street, aren't you? You're watching all of his videos, you're consuming that content. You watch one video and then the algorithms deliver you the videos every time you post one. And so he was doing stuff like that. He was knocking on doors. Once he'd sent 3 letters. That was another tactic we came up with, was, put your face on the letter, give content, and then knock on the door on letter 3. And they'll open the door, go, oh, hi, yeah, I've been getting letters from you. Or if they don't remember, Raf goes, oh, I've been sending you letters. Oh, yes, I've been meaning to call you. Yeah, thanks very much for knocking. So content, streets of the week. Again, we've had loads of agents who have interviewed local businesses, and You know, you've got Tony Ruby, who's just around the corner from us here, where we're filming, who gets to open coffee shops now. You know, he goes and cuts the ribbon, doesn't he? Because he's become such a personality in the area. And that on its own is content. Oh my God, Tony Ruby is cutting ribbons. So yeah, I mean, that getting out of your comfort zone, doing videos, is really difficult, and it is tough. And I doff my cap to anyone who does it. I mean, I did one. I remember in Hitchin there was a fake beach a couple of summers ago, and so I was trying to train all the agents on how to do it. So I actually did a content video, walked around Hitchin, said, "This is what I would say: come to Hitchin and check out the fake beach." Da, 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 da. And the amount of people looking at me was horrible. You know, everyone's staring at you, and but that was 3 years ago now. No one remembers it. No one's criticised it. No one's given me any, dug me out. No one's, no one shouted on the video or told me to off or anything like that.
And so what if they did?
And so if they did, yeah, exactly. And had I been an agent, that would have been really valuable content for the audience that I was communicating to. So yeah, content, it's a game changer for me. And any business I start ever in the future will be content, content, content. And thanks to you for that, Chris. Appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for saying so. And my advice to anyone watching this is you are the gatekeepers to the second most interesting topic in the world. The first being the weather, the second being the property market. So talk about the local property market. Post it, not share. Post it into local groups, top 20 streets, interviewing local people. What Kirsty does, buy to let deal of the week with a competitor, screws up most agents' head. It works. And just create great content that's of interest. People get to know, like, and trust you, and people only do business with people they trust. Adam, thank you for your time today, and thank you for watching.